In this video, I'm going to show you how to successfully install EzMaster using Oracle Virtual Machine. First, we're going to go ahead and go to the EnGenius website. We're going to go to Products and click on the EzMaster tab. Before we go ahead and install EzMaster, we got to make sure that your minimum requirements are met to install the software. If you scroll down, we'll get the system requirements and the recommended environment for managing up to 500 access points. It's a Intel Core i7 quad core or above, 4 gigabytes of system RAM, and 500 gigabytes of storage in your hard drive. For the operating system, we recommend having Windows 7 or later, and for the VMware 7.0 or greater. Also, we gotta make sure that your computer supports CPU virtualization. You can go to your BIOS and there you can revise if it's enabled. Alright, so those are the minimum requirements. Once you have confirmed that, you can go ahead, scroll up and click on the download menu. Ask you if you would like to run EzMaster on a new or existing AWS account. In this case, I'm going to show you how to run it on a virtual machine. We highly recommend that you use Oracle VirtualBox. We have encountered that it runs very stable under this platform, and this is the one that we recommend. Notification. This is for a device that has a light version of EzMaster. You can run up to 100 APs and switches, so this is combined. And you don't need to run any virtual server or even open ports, or simply just plug it into a PoE switch and you should be able to run EzMaster. But I'll create another video on more specifics on this device. For now, we click no thanks and go to the download page. We will require you to fill out this form. Once you have filled out the form, you will be provided with the link to download the software. EzMaster file, we're going to go to the VirtualBox website and download VirtualBox from their website. Since we're using a Windows 11 machine, we're going to use the Windows host. Save your file and install it. Now it's time to load the EzMaster file into this VirtualBox instance. Where you downloaded the file, select the OVA file from EzMaster, click open and next. Now you will have this appliance settings. You can leave this at default and click import. Okay, now that your EzMaster file has been imported, now it's time to run it for the first time. Click on Start. Box error. This is because it found different adapters in your computer. Simply just go to Change Network Settings and confirm selected. Okay, now click OK. And the system will start in the boot up sequence. Ask you for your login credentials. The default login credentials is admin and password is password. Notice that on the password it doesn't show what you're typing. It's okay, simply type in password and click enter. Alright, now we're gonna set up the time zone. Since right now we're currently system time zone is on Central Standard Time, If that's your location, you can proceed. by clicking yes. If not, type no. I'm going to select the US. And here's where we're going to select the region, the time zone that you're in. In this case, we're in the Pacific time. And we're going to confirm it. Alright, so once you have set up your time zone, now it's time to assign the IP address for the EzMaster instance. Before you assign an IP address, we strongly recommend that you do a IP scan and make sure that you choose an available IP address. Alright, I have done my homework, so I already know which IP address I'm going to assign to this EzMaster instance. Alright, so we're going to type it. For my scenario is 192.168, and then my subnet is 4.40. Okay, so this will be the IP address that I'm going to type on the browser to be able to log into my EzMaster instance. Alright, so once you set it up, now it's going to ask you for the subnet mask. We're going to type in the default 255.255.255.0. Now we're going to type in your default gateway. So make sure that you revise what is your default gateway. In this case, mine is default gateway 192.168.4.1. Once I confirm it, now it's going to ask me to use a DNS server. We strongly recommend to use Google's DNS, since there's the feature called EasyReg, and we're very familiar with working with Google's DNS. If you're planning to using that feature, we strongly recommend that you set your DNS server to 8.8.8.8 and your second DNS 8.8.4.4. Okay, so once you have inputted all those default values, now it's time to log into your EzMaster instance. So we're going to type in your default, and password is password. Click enter. Now you can see that your system is up and running. Alright, we're going to open our web browser, the address that we assigned to that EzMaster. Alright, once you get to your login page, input your admin and password. You will get this warning that the user email is required, since you will need to register your EzMaster instance to our EzMaster Regi services so you can do multi-site deployments. Alright, we're going to change the password. And this password will be your new login password. Make sure you remember it. Change your country, and then choose your preferred email. You can put your company name. You can put a phone number if you want to, a server name, and click apply. Once you have updated successfully, you will be required to re-log in. So we're going to click admin and our new password. And now your EzMaster instance is up and running. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do before anything else is make sure that we are on the latest firmware for the EzMaster. Right now, our current version is 1.0.63. As you can see, we're on 41. So we're going to go ahead and firmware update the EzMaster instance. The way you do it, you go to our website. You go to Products, click EzMaster. Click Download. And here for the current EzMaster users, you're going to click on Update from Virtual Machine Player. Okay? Once you click the update, it's going to ask you to fill out this form. Once you click Submit, the update will start downloading. Once you have downloaded the file, simply go to Global Settings, scroll down to EzMaster Update. Click Choose File. As you can see, it shows us that EzMaster 1067 is our current firmware. Click on it and click Upload. Simply click OK. And now you can verify that your new EzMaster version is on the latest firmware. Lastly, in order for you to see your devices that are on the same network that you will be managing using your EzMaster, you have to create a new project. Alright, so make sure that you choose the name that relates to the location of where these access points are. This is our best practice in managing hundreds of access points. It's by separating them through different projects. Alright, so once you click Apply, now you will be redirected to the device configuration page. And here you will see all the available access points that are available for you to manage. Just going to manage one access point. We're going to select my EAP 1250 and click Add. Now it's going to bring it over to the access point list. If you have some switches deployed, you can do that under the switches. Associate the devices that you start adding in your device configuration. You will get the status of connecting, then it will change to is online. In order to manage your access point, simply click on the device name, and here you will see the menu on selecting the general settings, wireless radio settings, your bitrate control, and here is where you can set up your SSIDs and your passwords. And you got some advanced settings as well. Alright, so this is how you properly install your EzMaster instance. Thank you for watching.